Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. Happy Friday night. We've survived another week. So, we're going to do a little product review, initial. Obviously I haven't used this yet. You guys have probably seen these on eBay. Archer brand bars and chains, okay? So, even though they say Australia, I've done some research, and they're definitely a made in China product. It doesn't explicitly say that on here. But again, I've looked at the company online, and some of the language is just, how do I put it, awkward enough, I guess. So, kickback occurs when the saw is suddenly thrown up and back in an uncontrolled arch towards the operator. That's pretty good, but then it goes down when the upper quadrant of the bar nose unintentionally contacts wood or another solid object. I guess they're still assuming that you're reading about kickback. But when you look online anyway, it doesn't matter. They're not made in Australia. So for starters, the description online is wrong, where they say they imitate a D176 mount. We know that's a 5/16 McCulloch mount. Home lights were, of course, after what, 69 or 70 were 3/8. Now I've measured this, and it says, my tape measure says this is a 3/8, which is good. That's what you want. Let's get this out of the package. And we'll just test fit it to my junk crankcase here. Hey, what do you know? It goes down, and the oil holes match up. So, good. Good start. First thing I did notice is that there was a little bit of what appeared to be rust, brownish stuff down here on the tip, but as I wipe this off, it is coming off, so it may have been production dust or some jazz, I don't know. See, we got the nice kangaroo logo, 20AORNHN16007. I have no idea internal numbers. The sprocket is tight, no wiggle, and it does roll easily. There is a lube hole here, which I am very happy to see. I know there's lots of discussion out there about whether you should do this or not. I'm of the opinion and belief that you should. If nothing else, you're going to seal a bunch of dirt and junk out with the layer of grease. That's my opinion. And that's how I've always run my saws, so I'm going to keep doing it. So, you know, the mount is correct. You've got oil holes on both sides. You can flip your bar for uniform wear. I mean, it feels the same as a Oregon bar in terms of weight. There's not a bunch of flex. I mean, I'm moving it a tiny bit, but not much. So, as long as these rails hold up, not bad. Take a look at the chain. That is, of course, the biggest part of the business. And I've read about these things online, places like Arborist site and OPE forum, all that kind of stuff for, oh, seems like several years now. And most guys are of the opinion that it's a decent quality chain, maybe not at the level of Steel or Oregon, but close enough. So, fresh out of the package, not bad. I'll see if I can get it to focus. Pretty sharp points. I mean, all things considered, this is a pretty good looking grind. It looks like they are putting the 10-degree angle on this. This is a full chisel chain. Yeah. Not too much slop in the links. I don't know, this might be might be a good chain. Certainly has all the initial appearance of it. Let's slip it on the bar here, and we'll put one of our depth gauge tools on it, and we'll see how they're doing with the depth gauges. How aggressive this thing's going to cut. Alright. Alright. See if I can do this without getting my hand in the way. So this is the hard setting that I've got this thing set, this gauge lined up on right now. And it's not extending above that. Let's see on the soft. Okay, so you could probably take 2 or 3 swipes with the file off. So this is set fairly aggressively from the factory. Fairly aggressively indeed. Yeah, it's fairly consistent. There's another tooth. Looks like, again, 2, maybe 3 swipes at most. So, these are a great price. I want to say this combo was right at $39.95 shipped to my door. So that is hard to beat if it has any sort of durability at all. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mount this to that XL500. And I'm going to run I'll run the full chain through on that saw and periodically kind of update you guys as we go. I've cut enough wood over the years that if this doesn't hold an edge as long as an Oregon chain, I'll know. And that's my personal preference. I like them pretty much better than anything else. So yeah, that's what you're getting. Again, their combos are going to say it's a D176 mount. It's not. It's the proper 3/8 slot. So don't mistakenly buy one of those thinking, oh, they got it mislabeled, it'll fit my McCulloch. You'll still have to use spacers if you've got an older 5/16 stud home light saw. You're going to need to source one of the S spacers, or make one of your own using some brake line or wire wrap. There's all kinds of different things you can do out there. So these come in 16, 20, 24, and I've seen all the way up to 28 in the 3/8 pitch. So if the rumors are true that Oregon has discontinued the home light mount, which I have not been able to independently confirm, but there is a lot of that going around the web right now. If it's true, maybe these bars are a good alternative. We'll find out. Okay, I had to share this. I had intended for that last segment to be the end of the video, but I've cut with about a tank of gas, maybe a tank and a half of gas through this this XL500 so far, and I kind of wanted to show you how it's holding up, the paint job. Got some debris in here. I'm going to hose all this off and clean it up. So far, it looks like we've got a rattle point right there that's got a chip, and I'm going to go ahead and finish chipping it just so that it doesn't get too much worse. So we'll see how the paint holds up right there. You'll see that it hasn't started to pull from the clamping force of the bar mount here at all. We've got a good amount of sawdust, oil, and debris. I'm going to go ahead and hose this out, and we'll come back and we'll see what the paint looks like underneath. Okay, not bad. Not too bad at all. Clear coat's holding up really well. See a little peel around the bar studs, pretty natural. Let's say we noted that already. And then a little bit of chippage right up here. Now I don't think the chain has jumped that high because I've had that tension pretty well, but maybe, we'll see. Could have just been debris coming through. Drive case itself, I mean, this thing still looks great. Rest of the saw, got a little branch rub right in here where it peeled some of that old tank gasket, and then this is just a chip. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I expected worse, actually. So, let me zoom this back out just a smidge. Whoop. And we'll see how our Archer bar goes on. Oh, baby. Trying to cheat. I've got that grease on the tip. I'm going to try and avoid greasing myself. But I'm not having any success in cheating. There we go. There we go. Alright. Now that. Somebody, I'm still using it and I don't know why, they actually tack welded a little spacer to this plate. Yeah, I thought I'd use it. I'm not sure it's going to let me though. Oh, there it goes. Alright, that'll work. Alright. I am using their aftermarket, but I am using these flange nuts that eliminate the need for a washer. And they're pretty nice. Friend Dan in Minnesota turned me on to those. Okay, thank you. I'll be in a minute. Alright, let's get her tensioned. Yeah, it's a little tight in that slot, but it wouldn't be if it had a proper spacer. That I can tell. Yeah, I'm going to have to take that out and use a proper one, I think. But that's okay for these purposes. Doesn't look bad. The Homelite bar just matches it better, but like I said, we'll put some runtime on this thing and we'll see how this chain and bar look after a few tanks of gas.